Nick. Just tell us what you think worked and what you think didn't work.
Well, the result didn't work. No, listen. I want this team to be a threat, and I want this team to believe that it can be a threat however the game goes, whoever we play, right? And I hope you could see that. I thought we had multiple moments in their box. I think we put them under pressure many times. I think we at half-time 6 corners to 0. I think, we had real belief that we could get back into the game after we were 1-0 down. We had a huge chance. It's tough against. I think these finals are always swing on moments, and obviously the moment fell to Chelsea, and we didn't get back in it at 2-1. But I've seen enough to know that we can be competitive in the next 3 games. I have the belief that this team can win. I wouldn't be here if I didn't. So it's tough to lose finals, but you got to dust yourself off and you got to move on.
Yeah, and obviously you've got another 3 games against the same team. How important is it for you to psychologically make sure that this doesn't have an impact on the next one?
Yeah, I suppose that's my job, right? That's mine and the staff's job to swing this into being motivation rather than almost the deflation of losing or the fear that we're playing a better team. For me, I'm quite a simple guy, right? This feeling that you get when you lose in finals, if that's not enough motivation to take you into the next game, then we're playing the wrong game, right? And if watching that game back doesn't give you the belief that you can go and win, we did enough to win the game today. We had many, many moments, and I was proud of that. I think you could see some slight adjustments in the way that we want to play, and that made us more of a threat.
I'm just asking a comment on the conditions of the pitch. Aaron Cuthbert's just told BBC that she didn't feel like it was a surface that was befitting for a final. Do you agree with that comment?
Yeah, I obviously would like the pitch to be a little bit better, right? But it is what it is. I'm not gonna. For me, it's more about how do we make sure that we can win. I'm sure the pitch will be better at the Joy Stadium.
Thanks.
Hi Nick. Just a word on Fujino. Obviously, a real threat down the right and a great goal as well.
Yeah, I thought our wingers were our main threat today. I thought Mary Fowler looked really dangerous when she got on the ball and she got faced up and she was dribbling and driving into offensive areas. I thought Fujino was, again, dangerous, scored a great goal. I think we'll probably look back at the game and think we had some great offensive, attacking moments off pressing moments. We had some great attacking moments from possession and from what we're known for. I think our final product and our last bit in the box can be a lot cleaner. And I think you do that, we can score 2 or 3 goals today, which gives us a great chance of winning a final against a top team. So, good, but small things I think we can do better.
And it was obviously a really unlucky, horrible moment for Yui. How was she after the final whistle and what do you say to her?
Yeah, disappointed. I think, naturally, she's an incredible person, so she feels like she was the deciding factor in the game. But that's not the case, right? As a coach, I can go back 3 or 4 steps and work out how the ball got there. It's so difficult to try and defend those moments fast against players like Lucy Bronze when you're trying to take depth. But also, I don't think we can hold a player accountable for a moment when she's been probably our best player all season, right? I've watched all of the tapes and the video and all of that, and she's an incredible player for us. So these things happen in football. You take them. It's nobody's fault. You move on and you make sure you prepare for the next one.
Tom?
Nick, hi, commiserations. Can I just ask a little bit about what you will take from this game into the next 3 in terms of Ramirez and how you can deal with that threat? Because she was so pacey and powerful breaking away on the counter.
Yeah, I thought we kept her fairly quiet today. I think she scored. She's a top player. It's the first time I've done a game live with her in the game. She's a real threat, but I thought we defended her really well. I thought Laya was top, and Gracie, young player to go up against such a good forward. I think the moment for the first goal, I think is easily fixed, but it's a final and it's not so easily fixed in the moment. I think the chance that she gets in the first half is just slight, team for us, but I think we created enough. When I come into these finals, Tom, against top teams, I expect to give goal chances away against Ramirez and Baltimore, all these top players. Macari, it's going to happen. We've got to be a threat on the other end, and we've got to make sure that we can create chances. And we did that today. We just weren't clinical enough. So it won't be any different on Wednesday. We're going to give up some chances because Chelsea are a top team. But we've got to make sure that we create enough to be a threat in the game, and we're clinical enough to get enough goals to win.
And I wanted to ask you about Gracie coming into a big final so young. How do you feel she got on that? Felt like she held her own?
Yeah, I think it's difficult as well when an opposition sets up to allow you to have the ball and to almost make you the player that's making the game. But I thought she grew into it. I thought you could see she was really decisive and played forwards and created our attacks, and in defending moments showed that she's got the real potential to be a top central defender in this league.
Okay. Nick, commiserations. You've competed very well at Chelsea today and narrowly lost. It was sort of a similar story back in November in the league game between these teams. Last season, you competed with Chelsea, lost the title on goal difference, or City did. How do you stop, I guess, these near misses against Chelsea becoming almost a psychological hurdle? You've got to play them 3 more times.
I think it's about belief. I think it's about the belief that you can go and win. It's about the belief that you can, when you fall in the wrong side of a result, that you can fall the right side of the result, and that's by defending your box a lot better. That's by being clinical. Ultimately, in these tight games, it's a game in the box. The bit in the middle is great to watch, their style and our style, but the game is decided in the boxes. And I think we've got to be the team that dominates the boxes. And I think, I have the belief that we're gonna win on Wednesday, and with some slight adjustments and maybe some rotation, I think we can make sure that we fall the right side of the result.
Is there anything almost intangible that Chelsea have, whether that's in the boxes or in the big moments, which you feel your team maybe needs to acquire a bit more of?
No, not really. I think if you look at the 2 goals, right, there's one is like, okay, it's good play to get in there, but we've had some good play. It bounces off the save back, and it's like a deflection, and then it's an own goal. So there's nothing in there that I don't think that we can deal with and cope with, although I have huge respect and admiration for them as a good team. But I believe we have a good team as well.
Catherine? Yeah, Catherine, sorry. The new child next.
Thanks. Hi Nick. Let's check on Bunny. I know she came off just before the end, and it felt like she maybe took a clattering on various different times throughout the game. Just wanted to check her kind of fitness-wise, and she was all right.
She did take the clattering on various times, so but I don't think that was the injury. She's feeling the hamstring, so we'll look at her. We'll obviously leave her with the medical team. She's a really important player for us, so hopefully she'll be ready for Wednesday, but if not, we find a solution.
Charlotte?
Nick, can you just give us a summary of how your players are feeling after the total? What was the general vibe that you got a sense of?
Yeah, it was disappointment, right? You play in a cup final, you play to win. So when you don't win, you're disappointed. So I think they probably in the moment, because as coaches we're not going to go through the game now, I think in the moment the disappointment comes from they feel like they fell the wrong side of, or just the wrong side of a good performance. So for us it's a job now to pick them up, to review the game, give them the belief in the team and the way that we play. There's enough in there to show them that we can win. It's just the immediate emotional feeling of losing a final is incredible disappointment.
You've had 5 days now. It's been like a whirlwind for you. What have you taken from these first 5 days with this group?
I said before, and I suppose it's a little bit on your last questions, what I see in the players' eyes is an incredible hunger and belief that they can win. Now, our league position isn't where we want it to be, and that's because of inconsistency in our performance, right? But they've got to a League Cup final, and I came in on Tuesday. We are in an FA Cup semi-final, and we're in a Champions League quarter-final. That alone is enough belief to give you confidence that you are in that group of teams that is going to compete for trophies. The next bit is the difference in why people win and why people don't. And for us, it's about gaining the belief that, no matter how the game goes, you can be a team that was put under real pressure, and you can be a team that maybe wasn't the team that should have won, but you come out with trophies. And that's what Chelsea have done consistently over the last few years. And I believe we can be that team. I believe I wouldn't be here if I didn't believe that. So now it's about dusting ourselves off quickly and going to the next competition.
Final question, please. Sandra?
Hi,
Hi Nick, commiserations. How much confidence can City have been here before? We've seen them where they've had these things where they've suffered like kind of heartbreaking losses, but how much confidence can they take from how much pressure they put on Chelsea in this game? But then also, you sort of see what they can do in the Champions League against Barcelona early this season. So, how much will they be playing on that going into the game on Wednesday?
Nah, I've said to the team, right? I've said to the team, to be a team from this point to the end now that achieves our goals, which is the 4 competitions. So ultimately, where we sit is a League Cup today, a Champions League quarter-final, an FA Cup semi-final, and minimum 3rd place is our league trophy now, because it's Champions League qualification. And the reason why we sit in that position in 4th is because our results have been inconsistent. Now, to win in these competitions, we have to turn consistent, and that's turning a 4th place team into a 1st place team in form. Now, we're going to rely on the leadership of the group, what I would call the big players in there. Big players that have got experience of big games, that have got experience of losses and wins, and understand that, you know what, it's gone now, that game. Now let's move on to the next one. And if you carry the disappointment, and if you carry the, that this happened and that happened and we didn't do this, that ain't going to help Wednesday. Now it's about dust ourselves off, forget it, look at the good stuff, retain the good stuff, have a look at what we need to fix, and we fix it really quick. And we go and attack that game on Wednesday, because we can't do anything about this one now, it's gone, right? But we have to believe that those performances, Arsenal away, Barcelona at home, these big performances, we can bring them in these big games that are coming up.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you guys.